Hey, thank you for not believing in me. Yes, Lord. Anybody listening right now, don't never let nobody's opinion of you determine yourself.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Let That Marinate podcast episode. Of course, I'm your dude, Lorenzo. Yes, it's been a minute since I've done a podcast, man. It's because I've been busy as hell. I have been working. I have been just, all over the place, just getting it in. But, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm working. I'd much rather be working than the alternative. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm blessed. God is good. As a matter of fact, today I start filming for another project. I'm actually getting ready to go out of town. To start filming. But I had to come on, man, and just do a quick podcast. First of all, because I haven't done one in a minute. You know what I'm saying? And I miss you guys, so I just wanted to come through and just do a quick podcast. And figured I'd do it on a particular topic that was inspired by a conversation I was having with a friend of mine a few days back. We were talking about our desires about wanting a relationship, and just sharing our thoughts and views and opinions about why relationships don't work. And the one thing that we both mentioned was that a lot of people lack the willingness, right? Not everybody is willing to put in the work. Not everybody is willing to give up a part of themselves, compromise, sacrifice. Not everybody is willing to do that. It's a lot of people who are very selfish. A lot of people who are very selfish nowadays when it comes to relationships, because it's all about them. It's all about their needs being met. And that's an issue, because my thing is, how is it that you talk about how much you want love, how much you want relationship goals and all this other stuff, but you're not willing to put in the work? You know what I mean? You're not willing to put in the time and the effort to cultivate the type of relationship that you want. And I don't see how you can say that you want that if you're not willing to put in the work. You know what I mean? And for me, for me, healthy relationships, it requires two people willing to put in the work. Okay? So I can't be the only one, that's, doing all this and that to make sure that you're good and make sure that your needs are met and making sure that you're protected and making sure that you're provided for. And, then I have to settle for the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? That's not how that works. It's not how that's not how it goes. Yes, as a man, of course, I'm going to do what a man is supposed to do. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to provide. I'm going to protect. I'm going to make sure that you are happy. I'm going to make sure that you are good in any way possible. I'm going to do my best to make sure you are good. But I also require the same thing. I want reciprocity. I want someone who is willing to put in the work just as much as I am. I want someone who is going to um, you know, view me as someone who they want to spend the rest of their lives with. And they don't have an issue making sure that they're taking care of me as well. Now, when I say taken care of, I'm not talking about financially. All right. So let's go ahead and nip that in the bud right now, because anytime a man says, hey, I want a woman to take care of me, they automatically think it's about, finances. No, it is not about finances. I don't want you taking care of me financially. I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm talking about, you know, making it safe for me to, open up that space to where I can be that emotional, safe space for you as well. But in order for me to do that, I got to feel safe in that area too. Because if I can't open up, if I don't feel safe opening up to you and talking to you, and if I don't feel like it's safe to be vulnerable with you, then it's going to be impossible for me to provide that space for you. Because if if I can't allow myself the freedom to be emotional, if I don't have the emotional space to, you know, to open up like that, I don't see how it's possible that I could do it for you. Because what you're doing is showing me that I have to be emotionless. You know what I mean? And if that's and if that's and if that's the thing that you want, then it's going to be impossible for me to show you love and show you how much I care about you and show you how much you mean to me because I can't show any emotions. You know what I'm saying? So yes, for me, I want emotional safety as well. I want mental safety. I want to be able to express how mentally I'm just not in a good space. I want to be able to have a moment to where, yeah, I may need to take a small break and just kind of recharge and replenish and just, gather myself after a long day of work or, you know, anything that I'm just, just all kinds of craziness that I've been going through all day. Yeah, I want to be able to, um, just, kind of decompress a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need you looking at that as if I don't want to be around you. Like I don't need you taking that personal. If I'm saying, "Hey, baby, I need a mental break real quick. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute to calm down." Because when I say that, me doing that, that's a form of protection. Because if I'm not in the right frame of mind, if I'm not in a good mental space in a good mental space, I don't want to take that out on you. I don't want to project none of that energy onto you. I don't want you to pay for something that you didn't do. So, in order for me to do that though, I just need a minute to calm down, just to, just kind of unplug a bit after the long day I've had. So, yes, when I say I need that protection, when I say I need to be taken care of as well, that's what I'm talking about. That's the type of protection that I need. I need to know that it's safe for me to open up. I need to know that it's safe to express when I'm not in a good mental headspace. I need to feel like I can do that. Because of course I'm going to make sure I do it with you because I know you're going to have, rough days and I know you're not going to always be at your best, you know. Um so for me when it's like that, it's my job as your man to that make sure that you don't you make sure that you know that you're still doing a good job to ensure you that yes, you may have had a long day, you may have had a rough, I don't know, maybe you had a hard conversation with a family or a friend or maybe you're just battling with the fact that you're putting in so much work and you don't feel like you're doing enough. I'm going to ensure you that you are enough, and I'm going to ensure you that you're doing a damn good job in every way possible. I'm not going to just let you sit there and, just allow you to feel like, you're not doing a good job. You know what I mean? And I'm also going to allow you the space to, you know, for you to calm down and for you to gather yourself. I'm not going to be pressuring you. I'm not going to be overbearing. I'm not going to, just keep, trying to push you and push you and push you because sometimes you have to understand not everyone's not going to be in that space for you to just, you know, give them all of that aggressive, what I'm saying, all that aggressiveness. That's, not every, you're not going to get anywhere doing that, being all aggressive. Be there calm. Be peaceful. You know, if you really want to help them get through what they're going through, be there. Just be peaceful. Be patient, and be understanding. And that's what love requires as well. Patience. You know, love also requires honesty, trust, respect. Right. It's also open communication, and I spoke on that a while back about how communication is important, and communication involves active listening. It's not just about talking. You have to be willing to listen. There's that word again, willing. You have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing, and also be willing to listen with the intent to understand where they're coming from. Don't listen with this thing. Don't listen with this anxious feeling of wanting to respond to what they're saying. No, you have to be willing to you have to be willing to listen to understand where they're coming from. Like, hear them out. You know what I'm saying? Hear them out. And you got to understand that there's no imbalance of power, right? It's respecting each other's independence. It's allowing them to make their own decisions without fearing without fear of retribution and retaliation and any of that. Like, you can't just you know you can't be afraid to give them the freedom to make choices and make decisions, that they feel is best for them. You can't be afraid of their independence. Meaning, and let me break that down. In other words, yes, you are a couple. Yes, you are supposed to work together as a team to make that relationship work. But here's something that a lot of people aren't willing to understand is you also have to respect each other's independence. You have to understand that you both have goals. You both have individual goals and individual things that you want to do and you want to accomplish in life. And yes, being that y'all are together, y'all are a couple, y'all are a team. Even though it's their own individual goal that they're trying to accomplish, it doesn't mean that you're excluded. You're still a part of what they're trying to accomplish. But if this is something that they have been wanting to do for quite some time, support them. Support them. And encourage them and push them to go after it. And stop and don't have this fear that if they make it, if they become successful in that area, that they're just going to leave you out, that they're just going to exclude you. No, don't. No, you can't think about it in that way. You have to understand that if I'm accomplishing something, if 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 I've been working hard to, like, I'm an actor, and I'm really been I've been I've wanted to be an actor since I was a kid. Things are happening, things are moving, and for me, having a lady in my life, if things start going, if things start elevating and start evolving for me, you're going along with me. Like, I'm taking you with me. Like, I'm like, I don't want you to feel like once I, become successful, that you're just forgotten about, like you don't matter anymore. No, absolutely not. That's no. You're going along with me. I want you to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to feel I don't ever want you to feel like, you know, you're not a part of what I have going on individually. You should never have that fear, because at some point you're going to get consumed by it, and you're going to start assuming the worst, and you're going to start assuming things, you know, that aren't there. You're going to start creating your own, narrative and your own stories. You're going to start drawing your own conclusions about how that's going to play out, you know, which can eventually, cause, some unnecessary issues, a lot of drama that never should have taken place in the first place. So again, it's about being willing, man. It's about being willing to put in the work and put in the effort. But in order for that relationship to become what you want it to become, you both have to be willing to put in the work. If you want it to work, you have to be willing to make it work. And it takes both of y'all putting in the work. Can't be one-sided. Love isn't selfish. Okay? Your needs are not the only needs that should be met. You should be willing to meet the other person's needs as well. It's not just about you. It's about the both of you. It's about this right here. Can't be this. It's got to be this. But you have to be willing. Have to be willing. Anyway, that's my time. I got to get ready. You know, like I said, I got to hit the road, get ready for this filming. Y'all wish me luck. God is good. God is amazing. Thank y'all once again for the love and the support. Also, make sure y'all go and go to the website, go to my pages, my Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, my YouTube channel. Go to the website. I just did a exclusive interview with the beautiful Alyssa Lassiter. She's a life coach. Man, that was a really great interview, man. She really allowed me the space and the freedom to just express raw emotions. So y'all go and check out. The name of the episode is Scene to Scene. Okay? Scene to Scene. SEEN to SCENE. Scene to Scene. Make sure y'all go check it out, man. Y'all gonna love it. Hey, man, thank y'all once again, man, for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. Let that marinate. Y'all be blessed. Till next time.
Hey, thank you for not believing in me. Yes, Lord. Anybody listening right now, don't never let nobody's opinion of you determine yourself.